Hello, we are Sornia. Blessings to you, each one of you, and the incredible experiences that you are having in human form that are creating your experiences that are creating a new world for those who inhabit planet Earth, and also for your own ability to evolve, grow, and become a more compassionate, caring, kind human being. And you are the ones showing this to others, spreading your kindness and your compassion and your goodness with your thoughts, your feelings, your efforts to be a beacon of hope and a beacon for others to turn to in times of uncertainty and despair. So we've come in to share what we can. It's an ever-evolving journey that you are on, and those that know who they are and what they are doing feel their purpose much stronger in the last very short period of time. Some of that disconnection that you have been feeling should start to dissipate a little bit. Your disconnection to God, Source, Creator, that which gives you the confidence and the sense of peace. That connection is not as fuzzy, not as blocked through your efforts. So continue to have that faith. Some of you are feeling a little less weary and a little bit more rejuvenated and optimistic. Not all of you. You're just at the beginning. So you see, it's important for us to come in as often as we can. And in this case, we come in once a week with you to give you what we feel are updates during this time, so that you can get the feedback from us about what it is that you have been able to accomplish in human form, so that it is solidified in your conscious mind. You're hearing it in your conscious mind. That part of you that is eternal, that is the consciousness that is eternal, that interacts with everything that is capable of interacting with in a sleep state, understands. But that part of you that is blocked from that information while in human form needs to hear these updates in order to be able to get it into the conscious mind, where it takes a stronger rooting, so that you can have that as a reference point. So what is going on is that there are changes always. You want change. You want that things evolve. You want that things move forward. You want that things are exposed. And part of the exposure is seeing what is hidden. And when you see what is hidden, it can be ugly. It can be disturbing. It can be sometimes so fantastic and unbelievable and far out that you don't believe it. And all of this is happening because you have chosen to be part of that experience of exposing what is truly the mechanisms and the energies and what is going on in your world behind what is actually shown to you. More is being shown to you by those forces that are wanting to keep their reign on Earth as dominant. They're doing that to frighten people, you know. If you've been noticing, let's kind of back up here a second. So if you've been noticing more of what you might call the ugliness or the darkness or the things that you never would have expected 10 years ago to be exposed in public in a very casual way, the extremes, And you are seeing these things and seeing them for not just forms of art or a few demented individuals, but you're starting to see how that force has taken control of much of your planet. As you're doing that, as you are experiencing that, you are maybe questioning what is your truth. Where is the anchor that you have to the truth of the eternal? So what we're getting at here with this sort of rambling that we're doing is telling you that it's time now that you embrace, as you say, the truth in all of its forms. So you are the first step. You who hear these messages all over from all the different beings that share, you are the first step. You are the ones that we have as our foot soldiers, and you are the ones who are bringing forth the light by shining your light, as you know, into that darkness, by holding to your truth, and it hasn't been easy. It has not been easy for the last few, well, really a very long time, but in particular for those in the last couple of years who have been sparked by the urgency or the desire to know more and know who they truly are. You have all been really the ones who have been able to bring forward your light into the darkness. When you are able to hold to that truth and you keep asking for more truth to be shown to you, the more that is shown, the more that it is exposed, the more you hold that light, the more those who are not capable of seeing are beginning to see. So see, it's working. This is really where we're going. Sometimes we're not sure how much of control, let's say, the other side, the ones we are fighting against, and we say that in a light way, the ones we are all up against, how much control, where have they gone in to the human energy system to manipulate and control? And we're learning so much about that through all of you and your experience in human form by going into it with complete faith that what you are doing is part of a greater plan. So it's working, and we're seeing these things, and we've said them to you. The connections or the energy centers in your bodies of the heart, your heart and solar plexus are two areas that have been manipulated and compromised, but they're opening up with that information. What a lot of you do is you just go, oh, okay, is that so? Well, watch this. I'm going to start working on it, and I'm going to be aware of this. And therefore, as you do this, you bring your own balance to your human experience. So things have shifted a little bit more in the favor of good and light and love, and however you want to describe it. You'll hopefully in the coming weeks will be seeing unusual individuals, those you least expect, coming forward and expressing some very lofty ideas and philosophies, and really being what look like those that are wanting to expose the truth in your media. Okay? So be very, very attentive of these individuals. Now's your opportunity to understand, how are you being manipulated? You have the awareness. You are in a better place in terms of your understanding your own energy system, how you receive and how you send back and forth, right? So these individuals are already out there. We're saying that they're masquerading as being good guys, or they have come to understand the evils of the institutions in which they are operating, but yet they continue to participate in those very institutions. Be very aware. Use your discernment. You have developed your discernment to a very high degree. Each one of you listening to this, we have full confidence in that aspect of you being able to observe with non-judgment, as impartial as you are able to be, and receive the information and be able to discern whether or not what is occurring or what you are listening to is something that will be of truth or is it not. Because now we're getting to that place where there are many, many public figures and celebrities and such who will be showing a side to themselves that you might feel, oh, they get it, they see things, they're talking these things like that were conspiracy theories at one time, or that were just my ideas, and now they're talking about them. How do you listen to them and observe them? Now, you each are going to have your own methods of discernment, but few of the ways that you can discern whether or not these individuals are speaking truly from their wisdom that resides within their soul, or are they misleading you and trying to rope you in? You want to maybe close your eyes, listen to what they're saying, and feel the vibration and frequency of their words. Ask to be shown the truth. You can do this with anyone, but we're focusing in this session with you on those that are in a public role as your celebrities, because we're seeing it. We're seeing how they're coming out and almost, speaking like, oh, such wonderful words that lots of you will be like, yes, see, they know. Beware of a wolf in sheep's clothing. Is that one of your expressions? It makes us kind of smile here because we see the arrogance and the insistence on feeling these individuals as being above the common man and how they understand how they can manipulate people. But you are going to understand how they think they're manipulating you. And that right there in that field that you create, things will bounce off of you. The information that you need will come to you that is of truth. And that which is being projected on you that is of a darker, more manipulative form of energy will bounce off of you. So everything that you have gone through in your whole lifetimes and many lifetimes, right? But we're going to focus on, in particular, the last couple of years, that maybe the last 10 years we should be more in your world. There has been, all of it has pushed all of you who are hearing these messages to begin to awaken to deeper, more meaningful experiences, both as a human being and as a spiritual being. Most of you, if not all, are at a place where you have gone through some of the most difficult emotional experiences capable, whether you actually had the experience or you had the emotional memory come forward. The last few months have been particularly difficult again because of what we spoke about in our other sessions with you about being the dark, as we say, has disconnected, has managed to get into the human energy system and cause a feeling of disconnection. It's not a disconnection. In truth, it's a feeling. It's an illusion, like so much of what you experience. You have, for the most part, you're not completely out of the woods, so to speak, but you should all be starting to feel a little bit lighter and a little bit stronger and a little bit clearer on who you really are in terms of your connection to all that is. Okay? Again, God, creator, source, however you understand that divinity. All right? So, because that's happening and that expansion is worldwide for many individuals, there will, what we believe, again, we cannot say for certainty, this is how it looks, that there will be another wave of people who are on the fence awakening. And if this goes as we hope it will go, You all want to be ready for the, what should we say, the dark to pull out all stops once again. We don't know how that's going to translate. We don't know how that's going to manifest in your world, but we know how they respond. They're so predictable. That energy is so predictable, whereas you are not predictable. You have been manipulated to be predictable, but that is the one thing that force that we call the dark does not have. It does not have imagination, and it does not have the ability to create, whereas you do, because you are, well, the dark is of God also, but you have not lost your understanding of your true nature, not to the degree that the dark has. So because of that, you have something that these forces that want so much to foolishly and arrogantly control the planet, to control everything on the planet, you have the upper hand because of your ability to use your imagination, to think creatively, to be compassionate, to be kind and caring in all circumstances. How you stand in your truth and stand without fear of the consequences of your actions, because you know that what you are doing is always coming from that place of unconditional love for yourselves and for humanity. And we wanted to share that with you because it is across the board with every one of you. We have seen it. If you haven't felt it, we really suggest you take some time to sit quietly and ask to be shown how you have grown, in particular in the last few months. You've been through some very difficult emotional experiences, and now it's time to feel some lightness. Now it's the time to, once again, use that power of knowledge and wisdom that you have stored in your soul and expand your light out even more. It's a very good time to be participating in this earthly experience. As always, there's nothing to fear, but understand fear. Understand how others are subject to the energy of fear and how it causes them to make choices and such that lead to consequences that they don't particularly like. Love each other, in particular those that are struggling, that may be difficult to love. It is now time to do that. You are all capable of it. It is now time to do that in full force. You know, we don't like to say this in the way, but we have the upper hand. We've always had the upper hand in this spiritual battle. We have to go through it. We all have to go through it. We can't abandon this, even knowing that we always will win. And you may say, well, why is that? If God or Source Creator is all powerful, why is it that we're going through this? Well, because that is the way it is designed. And you signed up for this because you saw, you knew, you've been able to understand the importance of going through experiences on earth at this time and what they do for your own growth, your own expansion, where they lead you. When you're not in human form, you don't judge your hard experiences as being hard or bad. You see the value, you welcome them. Some of you put an awful lot in your deck of cards, or the say, oh, okay, I want to do all of these things. And you know who you are. So, our message to you today is, yes, the tide has turned once again, as it should. Good will be prevailing. Not everyone will see it. So we are asking you to be the ones who are the beacons for that, so that the world has more of you like-minded individuals expressing the freedom, expressing that freedom to be who you really are, in human form. That is all we have for you now. Know that it's really a good time. May not last for real long because, again, when we start to get more on our side or more who awaken, well, then the dark forces really clamp down. But a little bit of a reprieve should be here, and enjoy it. And then get yourselves ready for the big fight that may be coming down the road. We think. We'll see. We'll keep you updated. You'll know. We love you very much. Very, very much. We are so grateful to every one of you and everything you're doing. We are Sornia. Goodbye.